Who's doing this?
You.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Lock Pod.
Rolled in at like 10 seconds left.
I literally rolled in like 2 seconds ago.
Doesn't the locomotive always start the show?
Well, Phil doesn't even have a mic.
There you go.
Wow.
Hey,
wow,
Phil,
we
what's
can't
up?
even hear
Morning.
Phil.
Welcome to the show, Phil.
Thank you. Good
Sorry,
morning.
I heard someone's volume on, so I
Check.
Sorry,
Make sure
everybody.
your volume's
Got
down.
really sick of
Volume
hearing
is
Phil's
down.
voice in the show.
I had to
hasn't
drive
even
in from
started
Fort
yet.
Wayne last night.
It was kind of a hurried mess. Before you got here, however, this is season 5, episode 20, by the way, of Belgium's favorite podcast.
Top rated.
And 132nd in Ghana, but
28th, thank you. 26th.
82nd,
Whatever.
or whatever. We're moving up the
I
ranks.
feel
Phil,
like these numbers are made up. I'm pretty sure.
Well, we haven't looked at our stats in months.
Well, we
We
have
haven't
a
seen them.
map,
Why would you?
and those countries are highlighted.
So
because
before-
we have listeners.
before the locomotive got here, we found out something extremely exciting about this weekend.
Breaking news.
Lindsay?
My bachelorette party's tomorrow.
I thought she was going to say.
There it is.
What
Hello.
am I gonna say?
Nice.
Nice.
We're going to Chicago.
Did we tell you about who's jumping out of the cake?
So, Lindsay,
Phil Taylor? Phil Taylor?
I have some information for you.
Is that what that G-string was for?
Exactly.
I have
call
known
it- we
Phil
call it a
too
thong in the
long
biz,
to
Tom.
feel
In the
comfortable
biz?
with this conversation.
And I went green because we're so close to St. Patty's Day.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
I thought that was right.
So you
I
went with a
learned
green thong.
inadvertently.
Green thong.
I learned inadvertently that my theme for my bachelorette is St. Patrick's Day because I'm Irish.
Oh,
That makes
fun.
sense.
That's how it is.
Yep.
Well, then you are, what are you going, just a tie and a thong out of the
That's
cake?
the way a bow tie, like a green bow tie.
Is it
And
called
maybe like a
thong
hat,
Yeah.
for a man?
I don't, what is it called? Banana hammock?
Yeah.
banana hammock.
There's different ones, guys. I'll explain it to you later.
Oh, okay.
I've actually seen Phil in a thong. So,
Yeah.
Aw.
Lindsay, you're in for a treat.
The
and
only
your
thing,
friends.
Lindsay, I just need to warn you, I have a couple broken ribs right now.
Okay.
So as I'm trying to get out of the cake, I just might need somebody
I'll
just to
get
kind
you a
of help
step
me out. If you
stool
could
for
just
sure.
grab,
Yeah,
that'd be
definitely. I'll
fantastic.
grab like a chair. We
Yeah.
could find a large man to like kind of lift you out.
This is going to be like a bachelorette party of all bachelorette parties.
It's going to traumatize my friends.
Yeah, and please don't tell them because my name in the biz is Graham Cracker.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
definitely.
don't tell them my real name or who I am. I don't like my real life to get mixed up with my
Your-
outside world.
Sure,
your weekend
definitely.
life.
Exactly.
Phil,
my
how would
cake
you
life.
how would you dance to this tune?
Out of the cake. Watch the ribs.
I
Careful
do-
of the ribs.
The robot just came out. Where's the robot? That's all you on Saturday or tomorrow? Yeah,
Yeah,
Saturday.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Obviously I know that because I'm
Yikes.
booked. So why wouldn't I know the date?
You're
So
booked
like,
for the
do
year.
they put you in the cake before they bake it, or like?
Yeah, it's a weird process. You're like, excuse me, Mr. Cracker, can you get in the cake now?
It's going to be a little hot for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw the Arrested Development recently where the stripper was died out of the cake, like passed out, and she just like rolled out of the cake.
Are you predicting the future for me tomorrow,
I hope
Kevin?
not. Watch your ribs. Lindsay,
Listen-
congrats.
Yeah.
It's going to be a
Thanks.
hell of a time.
It's gonna be fun.
We're going on a haunted bar crawl.
Ooh, wait.
That sounds.
I thought it was St.
That
Patrick's
sounds
Day
very
theme.
Lindsay.
I'm very Halloweeny though.
So it's like that
only
St.
St. Patrick's Day theme because of the proximity to the holiday and my heritage.
Okay, but the haunted is more like because you love Halloween.
We got engaged on Halloween, so
Oh, wow.
I got friendly sons of Aaron tonight. I can't bring my
Speaking of Irish things.
my friendly daughter with me.
No.
I'm not allowed to go.
That's why it's called Friendly Sons, apparently.
It's one of the last vestiges of male bonding that we have left in Northwest
There
Indiana.
are a bajillion fraternities across this country. It's
That
one
are
of the
male only?
last.
Well, there's quite a few female only also. I mean,
Those are called sororities, right?
Culture is going to get to that.
They
too,
also
soon
have
enough.
like
Soon
It's
enough.
going to be
John.
friendly, non-binary
Friendly people.
of Aaron. Friendly people of Aaron.
friendly non-binary.
I remember when I first started for the city, we used to go to events. There used to be like all guys.
Yeah.
Like, they
how it
disappeared. It
started.
doesn't happen anymore.
No.
Because we have a team of a lot of women,
We
and
do.
I want them to feel involved when we do things. So
Yep.
really, there's only two male things that I do now, male only. One of them is Friendly Sons, which begs the question. Of course, it's Friendly Sons of Aaron, right?
For now.
The other is the RV trip to French Lick boys, and that's just
I have
that's by
never been
decision.
invited
It's
to
because
the French Lick.
it's a boys trip.
Chase goes and Tommy goes. All
Uh,
of their friends go. I'm not allowed to go.
You do a lot of stuff, campaign wise.
Yeah.
But yes.
I have the podcast.
French Lick,
Here
you
you
wouldn't
are,
like, you wouldn't like
bright and
French
early.
Lick. And yeah, you do have the podcast, and
Thank
you're
goodness,
a
Lynn.
5% owner of this profitable venture where you have to pay 5% taxes on it.
Congratulations.
I agree that Lindsay would not
Phil,
like,
can I give you my
French
percentage?
Lick.
Thank you, John.
Can you give
Yeah.
me what?
You're my percentage.
No,
You should
no.
be happier.
I don't have that kind of money to put into to a show.
That's yeah. Look, hey, you want partial ownership? Of
I was
Lockpod?
just
We're
going to
like,
give Phil mine.
Yeah, it's a liability.
Yes.
Here, if I give you my ownership, you'll have to pay more taxes. Would you like that?
I heard this pays very
But-
little. Yeah.
Ask Steve Kellogg.
Steve Kellogg. Steve Kellogg's doing all right.
Steve's the only one making money.
That's
Where
what I
is
mean.
Steve?
Yeah.
Steve is the only one making money.
Steve's sleeping.
And all of us pay taxes to fund Steve's salary. That's the way it's worked out.
I don't know if you guys know this, but you're doing it wrong. That's not the
supposed
way it's
to-
supposed to work.
I don't think Matt Money Smith
You know what?
has to pay
Financial
money.
advisor Phil Talon.
Yeah.
Right?
And
You know what?
odds maker.
Hey, Phil, I tell you what, you come on as our financial advisor, we'll give you 10% ownership of this.
I'll give
venture.
you all mine.
This is not working. No. I want
You just
Steve's
want to be
deal.
talent? Kevin just wants to be talent.
I just want to be talent.
The
Caboose.
talent.
Yeah.
Hey, we need to talk about the really, really big news.
Yes, we
The
do.
really big news.
I don't know what that is.
Baseball's back.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Baseball is back.
162 games. I was surprised they were going to do a whole season. They said they're not starting on opening day, though. They're going to compress it and play on off days.
Double
Okay,
headers. Double
that's
headers
fine.
and stuff.
Wonder if they'll do the 7-inning stuff like we talked about on Tuesday with Matt. I don't know.
Did they ever make a resolution on the man on second base in extra innings?
No, but they did say
Universal
all
does
DH,
it.
which
Yeah.
I don't.
I hate it,
not
too.
a fan. I love the strategy of the National League with
Agreed.
pitchers, which is gone forever.
No shift though, right? Didn't they?
No shift.
No.
That's what
Oh,
Matt
they did
said.
that?
I don't know if they did that. Matt was talking about that on Tuesday.
I
I didn't read in the article this morning anything about no shift. I read about universal designated hitter.
I
but
didn't pick up on you guys when Matt brought up no shift. Where do you stand on this?
I love no shift.
I love no shift too.
I think you should be able to shift.
Matt was saying that when his conversations with the hitters are, because the
Doesn't sound like good enough hitter to me.
well, yeah, I mean, like Tom was saying, why don't they just hit it through the hole? And Matt was like, these guys are. It's such
Because
a
they're
pitcher's
pool
game
hitters.
now.
They got into the majors by being pool hitters,
Yeah.
and they can't get away from it. But what the game is changing, and when the game changes, you got to evolve with it. And if
I
you
don't like the
can't-
shift though.
I don't either.
Why? They leave huge gaps in the field. Like, don't hit it to where they shifted. Hit it to the gaps.
Yeah, but here's what you end up doing, Tom, is some of the best home run hitters in baseball now
Have to
are
bunt.
trying to poke it
Right.
down the right field line or left field line, whatever it is, and you're losing one of the best parts
okay,
of the game.
Phil. And if they're successful doing that, then everybody's going to shift back because they could do that.
But I think that having no shift allows the hitters to be hitters, and it takes away a little bit of the pitchers, which I think the pitchers have been dominant over the last, especially since the shift started. So
People love the long ball.
I agree.
Baseball is back. That's good.
Yes.
12 teams in the playoffs, I think another downer, but for me, because I think it takes, if you're playing 162
How does that
games,
work? So each we have 3 divisions, right?
it's 6. Three
Yeah,
in the
3 and
American,
3, 3 and 3, right? So in each side, so 12. You're saying 12 teams, 6 in each. So okay, so you have 3 wild cards and then 3 division
Must
winners.
be, yeah.
Yeah,
Wild cards,
that's
so they added a
Yeah.
wild card.
And then what? They'll give them 1 and 2 off then, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6 play each other in the first round,
I would imagine.
and then the winners out of that come to face 1 and 2.
I saw something that said essentially if you have a winning record, you're probably going to make the playoffs.
God, that's
I don't agree
I'm
with
just not
that.
a big.
I don't agree with that.
No, that's a
I'm
little
just
disheartening.
I'm
But
just
by
a
the way,
traditionalist with baseball.
If you torpedo, like you've seen teams like the Washington Nationals a few years ago, they started off really bad, and then they got hot at the end of the year and they won the World Series. So like this gives them an opportunity. So you don't have to tank the whole season, which is one of the things baseball was suffering from is people tank the second half of the season to get better draft picks. And
True. That's true. So there's positives too.
we're not here just to talk sports today, guys, but we do have a couple big
You
sports
sure about
topics.
that?
I'm positive, Lindsay. Khalil Mack got traded.
we talked
by
about
the
your
Bears.
bachelorette party. Is that sport?
It's
No.
kind of
I don't know
sport.
what any of this means.
Is that sporty?
Cake games.
Yeah. Dude, I drove back from Fort Wayne last night, like to be on the show. How devoted is that?
Thank you.
That's a long drive, bro.
I am surprised you're here.
In the snow.
I am shocked you're here. I wouldn't
I'm
have
here.
done that
I'm
drive.
tired.
I would not have done that
tired.
drive.
Yeah, I didn't know. if
Because
I'd
it was
make
bad weather.
That's why we lined
and
up, Phil.
The drive from Fort Wayne is rough anyway. That is not. I just don't like that drive. There's
Is
no
it-
easy way to get to Fort Wayne. Not that I don't like Fort
No,
Wayne. I like
take,
Fort Wayne.
I take 30.
But,
Obviously, 30 is
yeah,
direct.
it's just a long drive, man.
245.
245 down 30 of.
Yeah.
I don't want this to go to your heads, and I know it's going to anyhow. But I really I look forward now. Like I have, how
This is really going to my head.
it's about to, right? How everybody has like the way they, I don't know, their schedule, their patterns, what they do. Every Tuesday and Friday morning, I look forward to hearing the show as I'm getting ready. And
I hear that from a lot
You're
of people.
full of
I'm not. I swear.
I heard it last night. John, last night in Fort Wayne, guy comes up to me, goes, "I listen every week."
You know
guys
what
are
I
great."
think also, Tom, is that people are more getting used to downloading it now.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot more people are downloading. And don't get me wrong, I love the fact that we have a live audience on Facebook, and thank you all for listening in the chat.
Even
and
get like Phil
everything, but-
Vanez, who
Yeah.
listens to every show, and like Phil is not a young snapper,
No.
right? Phil's like you would think sometimes with our older audience that they wouldn't get the downloading. Like my dad, honestly, I don't think he's listened to one episode because he can't figure out he can't even figure out how to open a text message. So how is he going to like download podcasts, right?
That's
But,
why
like,
he's not responding to me.
But yeah, that's why. But like a guy like Phil Vanez, who's like, I don't know if he listens on Facebook Live or if he downloads, but I mean, there are multiple options for people that want to listen to the
I
show.
think the most funny thing I heard recently about Tom's dad was like when Tom was like, he told me that he had to go pick up his email.
Phil, I said pick up.
Yeah,
no,
you said no.
no.
You said he did.
I
He's
pick
like,
up his mail.
No, he got an email, but he had to go get it. Like he had to.
Aaron
Aaron
to have printed.
Aaron
out.
printed
Gotcha.
out.
That's
ridiculous.
funny.
No, that doesn't surprise me.
Dad, you've got an email. I'll be right over.
So
Right.
sometimes Phil Vanez will text after the show.
Yes, you know
Yeah,
he
he's a
listens,
listener
so
to every show.
And my favorite one was like he texted the group of us one time and he's like, a good show, even though I disagree with John Vesmar and everything. It's like, thanks, Phil.
But no, like honestly, we have fans like that, which is nice.
At least
I
he was
appreciate
polite
it.
about it, John.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Like there's people across the state that listen to this show. We appreciate it. It's hard to do this. I just want you to know, like, doing a show like this twice a week, you would think is super easy, but it's really a lot of preparation goes into it. Like we do pre-show for every show. We have a script that we try to follow, and it's just in addition to running for U.S. Senate, in addition to running the city of Hammond, which thankfully Phil helps me with and Kevin helps me with so much, and our great department heads. It's just a lot what we're doing, but we do love doing this show twice a week, and I appreciate Phil filling in because he does bring lighthearted comedy, which I appreciate.
Well, that's why. I was going to say that it's good that we're having a break after Tuesdays.
So Tuesday's the last show.
Tuesday's the last show of season
Until
5.
what? Until after Easter?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if after Easter we'll figure it out, but
Sounds
sometime in
good.
April.
April.
Kevin.
Yeah,
that sounds
after
good.
Easter. After Easter.
And then what? Then the next
we usually
stretch,
go
season
like right
6 will
up
be
to
like
Festival of the Lakes.
right,
Yeah,
and then we
usually
stop
go.
at Festival of the Lakes and we have a big break.
Yes.
I'll
So-
bet after a season break, you're ready to come back though.
Well, you get
Like,
a lot of all of a sudden you get a lot of material. Like,
Yes.
hey, well this,
Yes.
and it loads
Right.
up.
That's
which is
exactly
nice.
it. Like I have no material right now. I mean, it's really like off the top of my head. Like when we start a season, I'll have like dozens of things that I want to hit during the season, and we sort of like pull them out when we need them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'll like keep chasing. They're on my calendar like an event, and I keep on moving them along. And then like
Because sometimes we'll hit a show and we won't get to all the stuff.
Right.
So we'll push it.
right. But right now I have nothing on my calendar.
Well,
Like I got nothing to talk about.
The good thing is we're going to do ads real quick. We're going to come back and talk about something that was in the news today. Actually, kind of I don't want to say fell in our lap, but it's an issue that the mayor talked about on the campaign trail yesterday in Fort Wayne, and also is in the paper today. And that's,
We could do Mayor Tom on the Road segment too.
we're going
I've
to do
been on the
that.
road a
So
lot.
let's do some ads.
Sure.
Phil,
Powering America. They're the
Pow.
Wait, Phil.
Whoa.
Did you hear Matt Money read
Oh,
this?
That's why we're having Phil do it.
Gosh dang it.
The bar is set, man.
I got set up. Powering America.
It's bad already.
Pow.
Season 5 is powered by
Cake
our
games.
premier
It's
sponsor,
bad already.
Powering America!
Pow.
Exclamation point. I'm supposed to read that, right?
yeah, you're doing good.
With the explosive growth of renewable energy in America today, call Powering America to meet your needs. For renewable energy in your home or office, including electric vehicle charges and solar power solutions, trust the electrical professionals of Powering America.
Pow.
Visit poweringnorthwestindiana.org.
Pow.
This is
Pow.
like how Matt Money did. I'm going to do it for Misprint.
Oh,
This is
I learned. I was watching Matt Money the other day.
All right.
Okay. He
It's
just
all
sort of
the
like freelance.
diaphragm.
He saw the script and it's sort of like freelanced off it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do Misprint. Okay. Sort of like Matt Money. All right. Misprint. Do you have printing needs? Anything like metal business cards, like large scale printing? If so, Misprint is the place to be. Misprint has 2 convenient locations in Chicago, in Munster and in Hammond. They specialize in delivering the highest quality signs and printing on time and within budget. Their experience in technology allows them to offer custom, commercial, on-demand printing. Even signs. Like, do you need a sign? Misprint could do it. In fact, they're doing it for my
This is
building.
Tom off the cuff.
Right? I mean, signs. They do signs in front of your house. They do metal business cards. Like, what the hell
Signs,
do they
damn
not
it.
do? Like, they do everything.
Signs,
like
signs.
metal business cards. They copy
We got
stuff.
that.
Like, they basically, if you need anything done, like from a sign in front of your store to metal business cards or just massive copying, call Misprint.
4-foot birthday cards.
That was
I'll do it.
fantastic.
2 convenient locations located in Munster and Hammond. That's Misprint. MISSPRINT. Take it to the bank, baby.
That's
Wow.
great.
Oh, the take it to the bank, baby. Now that was off
A
the
new
cuff.
tagline. This is great.
I think,
That might be the
Rick
title.
just made a sign that says that, and he's putting it on his building.
this
I'm
is
telling
like
you.
Harry
Take it
Carey's
to
Holy
the bank,
Cow.
Bill.
I'm gonna start.
Take it to the bank,
See,
baby.
This
It's
could
good.
get really big.
It's good to bring in somebody like Matt Money and then to learn from him and then change the way I do business because I'm in the biz and I want to do it more like
Yes,
him.
you are.
I know you guys are trying to be in the biz. I'm actually
No,
in the biz,
I'm not.
you know?
I'm actually
Showbiz.
trying not to be in the biz. That's why I'm just going to read the script.
I wonder if
verbatim.
Matt says he's in the biz.
Matt knows what's up.
Let me read the script verbatim. Executive Suite Squared, commonly known as ES2, is a first-class executive office environment located on 8094 at Kennedy Avenue. ES2 offers flexible membership plans that provide the privacy of dedicated, fully furnished offices with 24/7 secured access. So no matter how big or small your business may be, they can accommodate the way you work. For more information on their basic or private office membership packages, or to rent one of their state-of-the-art conference rooms, call them at 219-844-2901 or visit them at Executive Suites 2. That's Executive Suites, the number 2.com. Phil and I were in a conference room there. I mean, they are unbelievable. In
Very
fact,
nice.
we had a video conference there, and they've got like the wall,
Yeah.
like where you can.
Yeah, I've seen that
It's
conference room.
really,
cool.
really nice.
Yeah.
So even if you're not looking for a like a place for your business, you can use those conference rooms, and they are phenomenal.
Well, when
Phenomenal.
ATG first built there, I think there were some questions. Is this going to be successful? And now they're on their third building.
Yeah.
So
Think about
what does
that.
that tell you?
Wow.
And John, you're familiar with ES2, right?
Yeah, I used to. They have like they used to have. I don't know if they still do a shared space where you go, you pay a monthly fee, and you can go in, and hang out anytime, and do your work, and it was awesome.
You
So
were out
not
of
like
there?
an office. It was like common space.
It was
You
common space. Yeah, you just go in. And,
What were you were in there with your business?
Yeah, just the shared space. Are you familiar with the concept?
Yeah.
It's not like an office, a private office, but yeah, you go
like
in
a
and rent.
WeWork or
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a WeWork.
like a WeWork,
thing.
right.
Of course, WeWork didn't go so well, I don't think. But hopefully ES2's, doing great.
I think they are.
WeWork was big in DC. I know you. And I went to a
Yeah, we
couple.
checked out a couple places.
Right.
That's really neat.
Really?
Yeah,
Do we keep going here?
sure.
Yes, please.
Challenger Learning Center. Join Challenger Learning Center for a hypnotic musical journey and laser light shows featuring Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon album in its entirety. This event will take place on Friday, March 18th, with showtimes at 5 and 6:30 p.m. Tickets are $15 and must be purchased in advance. Visit clcnwi.com for more information.
That is on the Smith family spring break agenda.
Oh, yeah. I'll be out of
Nice.
town that day as well.
Do you like March Madness?
Well, this is in town, but
Yeah.
Sure.
Do you like to drink during March Madness? I mean, watching these games, you like to drink, have a couple Michelobs, right?
take it
So
to the
it's-
bank, baby.
Take it to the bank. Ultra. I would try a Michelob Ultra personally. You know why I would try a Michelob Ultra? Because I'm worried about my bod. And if you're worried
It's
about
obvious.
your bod,
It's obvious.
Michelob Ultra only has 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. So it's sure to keep your bracket watching fun while continuing to be one of the fastest growing brands nationally and in the region. Or, are you the type of person that really wants to watch your bod, really organic? You're into
Better
you're
roll the
wearing
tagline, Phil.
you're wearing Birkenstocks, that kind of thing. You really want like an organic lager, naturally made, right? I'd go to the next level.
Birkenstock.
I wouldn't do Michelob Ultra in this case. I would go to the next level and try an organic light lager with only 2.5. That's 0.1 carbs less.
1/10 of one.
That's 1/10
carb
of a
less.
carb.
Whoa.
Like you get humongous benefits by going with the organic light lager. And 85 calories. That's 10 calories less per drink. If you drink a whole case, that's like 240 calories.
If you drink a 6-pack,
That's
you're
60
saving
calories.
60
I feel
calories.
like
But if you-
I've fallen into
this-
an
if you were
alternate
drinking-
something.
of one carb.
If I was drinking the organic light lager, I would drink a tremendous amount just to save more calories. Right?
Sure,
It just
why
makes
wouldn't
sense.
you?
Makes sense.
Look
just
out,
drink a whole
Katie
case.
bar the door.
Drink a case. All right, save yourself
Give me that
240
ultra
calories.
light. Give me that organic
It's almost like you worked out. 240 calories. If you drink a whole case of beer and you save 240 calories, it's like you worked out, right?
Give me that ultra pure gold. I'm going off the deep end.
Now I have
So-
another reason to tune into the podcast to hear Tom improvise the ads.
I'm doing.
and
This
have
is
these
what I'm
little
doing right now.
spiels.
So you go to the next organic light lager, 2.5 carbs, 85 calories. Ultra Pure Gold is brewed for your healthy lifestyle. Damn right. Check out calbrew.com or Calbrew's Facebook page for brand info and giveaways. Cheers with beers.
I'm gonna have to thank Matt for showing Tom
Yeah.
the way.
Oh, I'm
thank him so
doing
much
that.
for doing
I love
this.
Matt Money.
That's
the
going
way
to
he
pay
did it.
off. That's going to pay off for a long
Matt,
time.
thank you. It's been entertaining.
Hey, Lindsay, you haven't done your spiel in a
oh
long
my!
time.
Look at her. She's like,
She's
Rude.
like, what?
You remember
She
that?
didn't
No, I'm
even
ready.
wake
I
up.
could do
You-
it right now.
all
You
right,
can't
let's
even
go.
remember it.
Thespian.
You can't even remember it.
I forgot
You're
about
listening
that.
to Left of Center, where we cover everything from politics to important events of the day in the
I missed
Midwest and the
this.
nation, all while having way too much fun while doing
Yeah,
it.
this is a blast.
What?
Pow.
Just ask Lindsay.
If you can't get enough
was
of us,
improv.
follow us on Facebook at Left of Center Podcast or on Twitter at LockPod, LOCPOD. And if you can't listen in live, you can always download our episodes from the iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spotify, and Apple Podcast apps. Just search Left of Center and look for our red and blue logo. Also, if you want to give us money, and we can read and
Tom
Dad
can
can
improv.
about your business, you can send us an email at steve@lockpod.com. That's steve@locpod.com.
I have to say, I
told
missed
you,
that.
It's been like
You
4
are a
months.
superstar.
Why
Can
did
I
you
just say
stop
that?
doing it?
You guys stopped asking.
Oh,
You know what?
You should insert yourself more.
I forget what a
You know, I try, and then you guys just like keep talking. So I'm just gonna.
I just want to compliment you. What a star you are.
You are.
Oh.
You are the star
Unbelievable.
Of the show.
Thanks.
Right out of just like boom, did
and
it.
you have a star on your sweater.
That's why she's 5%
That's
owner.
Hamilton.
Oh, nice.
That's why you get to file a special tax return
I
for
know,
being
I know.
5% owner
I
of
have not
a
gotten
money-losing
any money.
venture.
I am just.
You know what, Lindsay? Maybe I'm going to accidentally forget my thong tomorrow. Okay?
Oh, talk about a bonus.
That's
Wait,
for
wait,
you.
wait.
That just happened.
In place of what?
No, nothing. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
See what
Did
I'm
you get
saying?
it, John? He's going bareback.
Yes.
Please don't
okay, hold
traumatize
on.
my friends.
Let's
please.
move on to some news.
Going reverse cowboy.
Back to the.
Okay, come
all
on.
right.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
What that
on.
means?
Is this where the
Kelly-
big cane comes
Kelly
out and pulls
calls-
Phil
call
off the
Phil.
set?
Yes. What does that mean?
I need an adult.
Reverse cowboy?
Kelly's going to send me in a
Kelly's-
turtleneck. Just like, trust me, you're going to want him to wear this.
I think we do have the name of the show. Reverse cowboy.
Cowboy?
Cowboy.
Ew.
That's pretty solid.
All right, let's get into some news. Some real news.
I thought "Take It to the Bank, Baby." Was
I
it,
thought so
but-
too. Take it to the bank, baby's a good one.
That's good.
I like that.
All right.
New
The
tagline
new
for Misprint.
tagline. I like it.
I love it. I've been on the road.
So yeah, you have.
On the road again. You know, in season 6, John assures me that we're going to have sound effects.
It's got to come out of the box
We
first,
can't
doesn't it,
play
John?
that though.
Is
It's
it still in the damn
copyrighted.
box?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that's season 6.
He
John
had
said it's season
surgery.
6 news.
Like, have some mercy.
Kelly's in the chat, Phil. Good
Is she
job.
really?
She
Hi,
said
Kelly.
a blushing face. I
yeah,
think it was about the reverse.
No, I thought it was
cowboy
like
thing.
wide-eyed face, like stop.
Oh, yeah.
Phil.
I told Kelly I was playing poker tomorrow. Gosh dang it. I didn't think she was going to watch the podcast.
Want to talk about some Senate stuff? Running for U.S. Senate, driving all over the state, running the city of Hammond, and relying a lot on my department heads and the Hammond City Council to do good things in the city. I want to thank everybody for helping me while I'm on this latest venture of driving across the state. I visited last Saturday. I was on the Cannabis and Jobs Tour, and it's really changed names. It's more just the Jobs Tour now.
Yeah.
It was
that's
my
good.
opening line. I was actually my opening line in Napanee. It was a packed house. Like, you wouldn't consider an area like Napanee to be packed like that, but it was packed. Okay, and this is in Elkhart County for those of you that aren't aware. I walk in, 100 people or so, media from South Bend, like TV cameras and all that, and I'm like, wow. So I go up, and my opening line was, yeah, you know, when I got called up about this, they asked me if I wanted to go on the Cannabis and Jobs Tour. And I was like, hell yeah, it sounds like fun, right? And then they changed the name halfway through. Now it's just the Jobs Tour. And I'm still here. We got to chuckle.
That's good.
Yeah, but
like
we do
that.
talk about jobs, and we talk about ARP, we talk about infrastructure, and we do talk about cannabis.
I think the jobs and the infrastructure stuff is really good information for
Are you
people to
talking
understand
about-
But you deny that it started off as the Cannabis and Jobs Tour?
I think it started off as the jobs and cannabis tour.
Well, does it like
That's what he
talk
just
about the
said.
No,
jobs
he said cannabis and jobs.
that cannabis
Yes.
the cannabis industry brings about?
It was-
and then it just turned into we want jobs.
No, it started off like this. Okay, Kevin's mistaken. Even though he's my campaign manager, he's mistaken on this. It started off as the Cannabis and Jobs Tour, and then we got some pushback from people that test their employees. Let's say like you're a company that tests your employees for cannabis, which some do, and then we were under some pressure to change the name. So now it's
I don't
just
remember that.
the Jobs Tour.
This is all way above my pay grade. It's
Well.
like state party stuff. So,
Yeah,
but anyway, you were on the road. You said because I want to get into this PLA stuff.
Napanee.
Yeah, you said Napanee. Go ahead. Anything
And
else?
Sunday,
Yes.
went to Tree of Life in Gary, Tree of Life Missionary Baptist Church, Pastor Eric Boone. That was great. Marissa and I were both there. He recognized both of
nice.
us. We've been doing that every Sunday, going to a different church in a different city, all over.
Thank you, Levita and her crew, for that. by
Levita's
the way.
my constant date on that. Levita Sparks Wade, and I appreciate her very much for going around and showing me around. And I'll be honest with you, it's really enlightening. It's really nice going to different churches. I like it a lot, actually.
I like
Makes
seeing
me
the
feel
map.
good.
I like seeing the map and seeing your new pins every week of all the new places you've been.
You get to see it slowly.
Yeah.
Building. You know what was cool? So check this out. So Pastor Boone and I know each other from previous life. I coached his kid in baseball.
Wow.
And his kid, this is like 7-8 years ago. Okay. His son Eric had some type of sickness. I don't want to get into detail, but the pastor made sure to mention that Mayor Tom, and this is just last week, he said, I want to tell you something about this man. He's talking about me. He said, that man coached my kid in baseball. My kid was really sick this year. He was really weak too. Like he was undergoing some type of treatment where he wasn't as physically strong as he should have been. He was definitely smaller than most of the kids on my team. And the pastor was like, he still picked up Eric on my team. He still played him every game, treated him like everybody else on the team.
That's awesome.
And like everybody, and that was huge for me actually, because everybody in that church loves the pastor, Pastor Boone. So
that's awesome. I remember
Yeah,
Bernard Carter gave a speech like that for you.
Who
once.
did?
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't Bernard?
Because Bernie Carter, his nephew, was he was my shortstop.
Yep.
And you and I shared him in common, Javon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Javon also.
I coached him in basketball.
You coached him in
at St.
basketball?
Paul's in
Unbelievable
Munster.
player.
And then
Unbelievable athlete.
And he's a college basketball player.
Is he?
now.
Well, we won the grade school championship, 8th grade championship. And
So you're taking credit for Javon?
I taught him everything he knows.
Yeah.
And I also beat him in a 3-point competition, but we don't have to get into that. But
I would really like to see you
fourth grade.
do a free throw just to gauge how well
Phil?
you play.
Is it
I'm
underhanded?
an awesome athlete. But it is like when you hear that as people are giving speeches that you affected their families, like you coached my kid and stuff like that. That's real. That's not.
Yeah,
this
that's
isn't
real life. I agree with
political,
you.
You know what I mean?
It still happens too. So that happened when I was running for Congress, and I didn't even know. I'll be honest, I didn't even know when Bernie gave that speech. I didn't know that Javon was his nephew. I didn't know. I just thought Javon was Javon and Bernie was Bernie, and then he put it together. But it's nice when I saw the pastor does this the other day in church. And I start flat bawling.
Wow.
I'm emotional right now, right? I'm literally and we had our masks on, thankfully, and I was sitting there with my mask right underneath my eyeballs.
I
it was so sweet of him because the whole church was clapping for me. And
it's nice when you realize, and you don't probably realize it. It's probably nice when you realize that someone tells you what an impact you had on someone's life. I mean, I think that's I
know I had an impact on a lot of people's
well,
lives.
you do.
You don't even put it together.
That's what I'm saying. You don't put it together, and someone mentions it, and it hits you.
And it was a good time for me to hear it, and literally, I got emotional. And Marissa was like, "You okay, honey?" I'm all like,
Usually it's Marissa. It's like a little
Marissa
emotional,
cries
but-
all the time, and I never cry. And then I was
You're
getting
switching
all
roles.
emotional. I know,
Yeah, because
right?
you got emotional the other day when you gave Paul Walker the
Jeez,
award.
Pete, I've been crying a lot lately.
Yep.
All right.
He's just in touch with his feminine side.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I'm
Must
going
be
through
that
a
extra
phase.
ring you're wearing.
Yes, maybe that's
It
making
says
you cry.
I'm very emotional. It says,
You switched fingers.
oh, god dang, I did switch fingers.
Whoa.
Good call. Yeah,
Wow.
good call.
All right.
It's supposed to be on that. I charged it today for the first time, by the way. So I put it on Monday, and I was only at 50%, and I charged it this morning. It's at 100%. So this thing will last a week.
Off you go.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It tells me I do not get very good REM sleep. It's
Tell
in the
you
red.
you're about
I
to
could have
cry.
told you that.
It doesn't tell me. No, it says I'm ready for every day. No, I don't dream. Obviously, because you don't dream unless you're an REM. And
I think that's a
that
lot of
true?
people. I think that's a lot of adults because there's so much going on. There's so much stress in our lives and work and family. And I don't know.
I'm the protector of the family too. So I'm always I'd sleep with my door open in my bedroom. So and I hear my dogs. If my dogs do anything, I'm like, is there
Maybe
something
you're
going
not.
on?
You're probably not sleeping very deep.
It says I sleep deep. I just don't go into REM for some reason. Had a fundraiser on Thursday. Or no, on Wednesday.
Great.
It was at Horseshoe in one of the rooms up there, which was nice. We did pretty well that day, which I appreciated.
Nice.
And then last night, oh my gosh, 2 important meetings yesterday. I met with pastors from Gary at breakfast, and then I also picked up a couple police officers breakfast. But the pastors from Gary were asking me questions about if I were successfully elected to the U.S. Senate, how would I approach certain issues in Gary, something they were concerned with, and I think it was a real positive meeting. Pastor Polk was there, Pastor Gardner was there, Pastor Johnson was there, and another gentleman named Mr. Hudson, and we had a really good meeting. And then I bounced out, drove to Fort Wayne, where I appeared at a dinner.
Allen County annual Obama dinner.
Obama dinner, yeah.
And how was
They changed it. They don't want to call it Jefferson Jackson anymore, which is a good move. And they call it the Obama dinner,
Cool.
and it sold out. And
How many people?
400.
Wow.
And
That's huge.
you know what's funny though? I bet you 25% of the people in the room thought Obama was going to be there, and they bought a ticket for it. And they're like,
wow.
President
Just to
Obama,
change the name.
We changed the name. Obama's not going to be here. But that's a good idea, though, right? To change Jefferson Jackson to Obama.
Yeah, I mean, and for those that don't, like, just kind of don't know, maybe not know this, is around the state, traditionally there's like an annual dinner for each county party, and they have always called them Jefferson Jackson dinners for as long as I know. JJ's, right. Not Lake County doesn't call theirs that. They just call it the annual dinner. But now maybe that's a good thing. They're kind of moving forward, and
I like
the
Obama
dinner.
I like Obama dinner way better.
It's pretty cool. So
it'd be really cool if
Mayor Henry.
Yeah, I was sitting right next to Mayor Henry.
Nice.
I was at the table right next to Mayor Henry. I talked to him a couple times. I talked to a lot of people.
Chairman Derek and
Derek
all those
was
folks.
Dude, they do a really good job. Like they do a really good job. Like I'm learning things by going on the road that we should emulate in Lake County because these guys do. Like that was a great dinner. It was sold out, and like I like the way they did it. It was also like a self-serve kind of thing, right? And they let everybody go out, and then they also had Dr. Jennifer McCormick speaking, which was nice.
Former Republican superintendent of schools.
Now she's Democrat.
Until they axed her job.
And then also Destiny Scott Wells was there. Destiny and I got to speak before the VIP crowd, and then Jennifer McCormick was the main speaker, and she spoke to the big crowd. It was a great night. And
cool.
I see somebody taped my speech. I see, huh?
Yeah, we had somebody send us a little clip, and actually the clip, I don't think John's going to be able to throw it up there, but the clip was about PLAs, and I think that's becoming a big issue. I think it's becoming a big issue.
Why can't John?
You want to talk about?
I got it in late, Tom.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going to stop talking about this issue because Tom just like ignoring it.
No, because that was a good. It was like a 1-minute speech. It was
I
really
didn't
good.
get it in time.
Okay,
that's it.
Don't worry about
Simply,
that.
Okay, all right.
That's it.
Well, yeah. So anyway, I had a gift from U.S. Senator Todd Young the other day. This guy is honestly, he pissed off every working man and woman, and every Hoosier working man and woman, especially those that belong to unions, by coming out anti-PLA. He wrote a letter to the President of the United States blasting the president for requiring project labor agreements to be on federal jobs with all the infrastructure spending and all the ARP money that Todd Young voted against, by the way. Now Todd Young's very concerned with how that money's spent, even though he voted against it. And even though he'll try to show up to the ribbon cuttings. But he blasted the President of the United States for requiring PLAs, is what we call them in the business, project labor agreements. If you're part of a union, especially leadership, you know what PLAs are. Phil, can you explain a little bit about PLAs?
Sure. I mean, by the way, 90% of the PLAs I've been involved, like helping to put together, they go really well, by the way.
Absolutely.
It protects both sides.
The whole point of the PLA is that you're having a discussion about the actual project and what types of things are going to happen. And so you're talking to the different union groups and you're deciding how many people you're going to need for that job. If you're the iron workers or you're the carpenters or you're laborers, whatever it is. And if there's some specialty work that's going to be done and, the person who's actually doing the project says, look, this is specialty, so we need specialty workers that do this on the side. They work that out with the unions and everybody's on the same page by the time it's signed.
And they also agree not to strike.
Exactly.
Right. So there's two sides. They agree that they're going to pay certain wages. They agree that they have drug testing for the employees. They agree they're all educated to a certain attainment level to be able to do those types of jobs. They agree not to strike. Or, they agree that the projects can be done on a certain date. So there's a number of things about PLA that are good for the cities and the states and the government, right? And it's also good because it spells out everybody's agreement. So it's good for the union.
Yeah,
also.
I thought Randy Palmetier is the Northwest Indiana Building and Construction Trades Council business manager, and he said about this. There's both a bill that Todd Young is a sponsor of, and this letter that he wrote to President Biden. And Randy said that was a direct attack at us. It was a direct attack on the building trades, and you just scrolled up. Sorry, John, I got it here. And working men and women of Northwest Indiana. So, obviously Randy was pretty pumped about.
Give you an idea
about this.
The $300 million Hard Rock Casino in northern Indiana had a PLA. We had a PLA with the unions when we did the $385 million expansion of the Horseshoe Casino back in 2007, 2008. We had PLAs for the Sportsplex. We have PLAs for every job that we do in Hammond. Like, this is just, it protects us and it protects the unions.
Well, and as Randy pointed out, it also it guarantees a local workforce so that the money spent stays in the economy.
Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, here's what happens. Okay, if you allow non-union, unskilled, and untrained workers to bid on jobs, if you allow construction companies that you don't know have a skilled or professional workforce bid on jobs, you don't know what kind of product you're going to get.
They could bring
you have no idea.
They could bring in a bunch of people from Texas and pay them minimum wage. And
Absolutely.
And just these people may not have any training, and they may just botch up your job and not get it done in time, and the quality of the product could be, compromised, and you'd be facing problems down the road instead of making sure that the people working on your project are trained, are tested.
They're all they've gone through apprenticeships, they've gone through their journey, journeymen. They know their trade. I mean, that is one thing that I can tell you that I've learned over the years about union labor and union members is they are professional. They know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
I mean, do you want an iron worker to come in and is like, oh yeah, now I'm an iron worker.
I'll
I'm gonna
figure
work
it out.
Oh, I'll get it going. I mean, the risk is so high for safety, and it's so high for the risk of the project to be completed. I mean, we've had an experience not that long ago, Phil. We were talking about this.
Yes.
Where there was a company from Kentucky, low bid. They came in, and they ended up walking off the job.
Well, didn't the project get extended like 3 or 4 months? So it just kept on going and going.
Yes.
Which would violate a PLA.
Right.
The PLAs have an end date that they have to be done by, and it's on them to get it done at their cost, right? So, by the way, Brent Voorhees, who's the president of the Indiana AFL-CIO, okay, and let me tell you something about the AFL-CIO. They have 1 in every 6 Hoosiers either as a retiree of the AFL-CIO or belongs.
Wow.
1 out of every 6.
1 in 6?
Yes, sir. 1 million across
a big
the state.
union.
It really
it's
is.
humongous union. It's steel workers. It's AFL-CIO is like an umbrella organization of hundreds of different unions. Okay, and Brett Voorhees, who's the main man of the AFL-CIO, the president. Okay, and a friend of mine. I've known Brett for a number of years. He was quoted in this, and this is like I said. These guys, there's 1 in every 6 Hoosiers is affiliated with the AFL-CIO, and this is what Brett Voorhees has to say. Senator Young would rather side with low-road contractors who seek to win construction project bids by lowering their labor costs and assembling a low-wage, low-skill, easily exploitable workforce, Voorhees said. The fact is, PLAs help guarantee that our schools, roads, and bridges in Indiana are built by a safe, productive, and highly trained Hoosier workforce.
He's right.
Exactly.
He's right. It was a good article by Dan Carden.
Yeah, it's front page in the Times today. By the way, as long as the Times is listening, I'm having a lot of problems with the app, man. It's sort of annoying.
Did you see if it needed to be upgraded or updated?
It just keeps on the firewall. Keeps on. You don't have problems with it?
I don't use the app. I just read the paper.
But you get an automatic app subscription.
Yes,
with the paper. I get the paper also. I like to use the app as well.
Okay.
The firewall is very annoying.
I'll channel my inner John Vesmar because I know what he'll say. Just power down your phone and turn it back on again. It'll be fine after that.
Did it work though, Phil?
It didn't, but that's what he has me do every time.
IT help desk.
Yes.
It's a recording of John.
Chris Campbell way. Please reboot your phone. Please reboot your computer.
But think about what Todd's doing here. Like, if he played it smart, like if he really wanted to guarantee his reelection, first off, he would have voted for infrastructure. Because what kind of U.S. senator doesn't vote to bring $8 billion to their state? Like, seriously. He calls it socialism.
It's puzzling.
He calls it socialism.
It's puzzling.
Like, are you so far extreme now, Todd, that rebuilding schools and bridges and roads and broadband connectivity? Like, try e-learning if you can't connect to the internet.
One of the stats you learned on the campaign trail is 20% of Hoosiers do not have a safe and secure internet connection.
Yeah. Try e-learning. Try working remotely from home without a solid internet connection. Or how about this?
Voted against it.
Telehealth. There's so many Hoosiers. 20% of Hoosiers can't do telehealth, can't do e-learning, can't do work from home because they can't connect to the internet. And then, Todd Young has an opportunity to bring billions of dollars back to Indiana to help with this type of connectivity. Nah.
Well,
that's socialism.
But then he gets involved in this issue saying, oh, well, if you're going to spend this ARP money, let's just, you don't need union work to do it. Let's make it competitive for everybody, including the low wage, low worker protection companies too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, honestly, if I was a political advisor to Todd Young about 6 months ago, I'd have been like, Todd, there's no way you could vote against infrastructure. The working men and women of Indiana will never forgive you if you vote against $8 billion in coming to your state. You have to vote for this. Despite the fact that Donald Trump is threatening you with the primary, you got to do this. That would have been my advice to him. He ignored that, right? And then on this one, I'd have said, why are you doing this, Todd? Senator, why are you attacking the Hoosier working men and women and making it so that one of their most effective tools, a PLA, saying that the president shouldn't use this?
It just energizes them too. I mean, on this issue, and
the unions may have stayed out of this. The unions may not have backed me. Like, I guarantee you, I'm going to get the backing of all unions in Indiana now because of this move.
But maybe he's made a calculated move. I mean, I think if you read all other, I've read stuff that says unions are on the, are going down. Union membership is at an all-time low in Indiana.
Well,
maybe he's like, you know what?
I'm going to take a chance.
I can piss off the unions and still win.
Make him the enemy, right? Todd Young is making working men and
rile
women.
him up, I would think.
He's definitely going to rile him up. And I tell you, I had a lot of union officials saying, "Hey, I want you to come down and talk to the membership. I want to hold fundraisers for you. We're talking to our national people to donate." Like, I mean, he's energized the unions for me, and I appreciate that. But I just don't get it. It's like malpractice. It's like if you're political malpractice.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's made a calculated decision. You're gonna have the unions. He's not.
And I saw you posted something the other day, Tom, that the National Democratic Committee is getting involved in Indiana a little bit more.
Yeah,
the Senate race.
They're creating a war room to work on my race, to work on Congressman Frank's race, to work on Congressman Carson's race, to work on Destiny Scott Wells's race.
Wow.
They're literally having a DC
they're going to be able to get money to hire
to create a war room in the headquarters that'll be able to help us.
Never done that before.
I know Kevin's right now in the process of interviewing people that are more permanent staff for our campaign, which I was talking to one of them last night who I liked a lot, and I know Kevin likes him a lot. It seems like we're really heading in the right direction. It seems like Todd Young is determined to give me things to talk about, and I appreciate that. He is, man. He's like, when I first started campaigning, Kevin, it was like speaking a different language. And then I was like, in my mind, I'm like, Todd Young he's so high up there. It's going to be really hard to attack this guy. He gives me little nuggets every day. And I have a great speech, and it's all legit. It's 100% true. He gives me great things to talk about, and I'm talking about it. And I know for a fact it's getting to him. I know he is twisting and turning because he knows that I'm turning Hoosiers. Every time I tell the story, I was like, do you have trouble connecting to the internet? How many people in here? Like 25% of the room raises their hand. I'm like, he voted against it, especially in southern Indiana, John. When you get into the rural part, they can't even download movies on Netflix.
Yeah, they'll be like, I leave for work in the morning and I start my download, so I'll have it at night.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, we take it for granted, John, right?
We do, apparently.
Yeah. Even cell phone service is like sketchy in some places. But yeah, try doing like, telehealth. Try doing, e-learning. So,
all right. Well, listen, we're going to do the rest of our ads. Come back. We got some more Navy news, and we're going to talk about a couple other things as well. Phil?
Grizzolia's Concrete. I thought this was like Tom's. I thought Grizzolia's Concrete was always your bread
California
and butter
style
okay.
part of it.
Grizzolia's Concrete was voted number 1 in the Times Best of the Region 2020 and 2021. Grizzolia's Concrete specializes in all of your concrete projects, and they have been using the original cement finish in the California style since 1972, and also offers stamped and colored concrete. Call now 219-659-4127 to get your project lined up for this spring.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard of Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia, de todo corazón.
Awesome, Lindsay. Awesome.
Good job.
That's my favorite
You're ready
song.
for that bachelor.
She's just warming up.
Yeah.
I am. It's my number 1 favorite song of all time.
Wow.
Download it.
Yeah, you got to put it on Apple Music.
Wait, have you heard that Dua Lipa and Elton John
Probably.
mashup? That's pretty good.
All right.
Try electronics. Try electronics. Do you have electronics around your house?
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
10-minute rant there.
Do you know how to use them?
Take it to the bank, baby.
When you get electronics in the mail, are you clueless about how to put it together? You're like, is there something going on in your car right now that's not working and you just have no idea how to fix it, or you don't have the time to fix
I
it?
thought that would go to like a mechanic for that.
Do you not know how to make the text really
car
big on your
mechanic.
phone so that you can see it without your glasses?
That's right. I got a solution for you. If you're that person, like my dad, or you just don't have time to fix it, and you know it's something wrong, but you just don't know what's going on, try electronics is the answer. And they want to be your complete communication provider. By the way, you want to talk about experience? These people have been in the industry for 55 years, and they're dedicated to assisting their clients with system integration needs. You want to talk about expertise and experience? 55 years is what I got to say. That's the expertise and experience that provide superior results for a wide variety of projects. That's it. Try Electronics is your answer. And if you want more information about them and how they can help you, call 1-800-722-6793. Try Electronics.
I have tears.
See?
I mean,
that money was good for me.
Oscar-worthy
stirring the
performance.
emotions inside me.
I can't wait to call him
I'm
and
ready.
thank him.
Byway Brewery. Do you like beer?
I do like beer.
Do you like beer?
I do.
Most people do like beer.
Americans do.
Yeah.
Todd Young
I mean-
does not like beer.
Whoa.
Un-American.
That's
No.
right.
I can't
You
say
should be
beer's my
taken off the
favorite,
ballot for that alone, because at Byway Brewery, not only is it a family-friendly environment and do they have a spacious tap room, but their food is unbelievable. Have you had their Snapdragon?
Todd Young
Yes.
doesn't like their food either.
I'll bet you he wouldn't eat the Brimstone.
Nope.
He wouldn't eat the Hammerhead.
Nope.
He wouldn't have their Snapdragon.
No.
And he definitely wouldn't eat their poutine.
Todd
No.
Young doesn't get it.
Todd Young hates Byway Brewery.
If he's never been to Byway Brewery, he lost my vote.
He doesn't like it, Phil.
Okay, he never had it, but the point is,
He wrote a letter to Biden about Byway Brewery and said Byway Brewery should not exist.
Oh, here we go.
he obviously has not been right off of 8094 in the Kennedy Avenue
Well,
exit.
that's a given.
Okay,
All right.
because that's where Byway Brewery is located.
I haven't thrown up this disclaimer in a while, but I'm going to right now.
Good
It
idea.
says the views expressed by Lockpot are not affiliated in any way with our sponsors or
Good idea, John.
advertisers.
Good idea, John.
There's a show on Netflix right now. It's called Inventing Anna, and at every beginning of every show, it says this is a completely true story, and then the next line is except for the parts that are completely made up. So that's kind of what we're doing here. Byway Brewery, go there.
Yep.
That's a great place.
Thank you. Thanks to our sponsors, by the way, including our premier sponsor, Power in America.
Pow.
Thank you.
Oh. Hey, what's
Job
going on
lines.
with this Navy news?
We, you know what, John? We're lucky. We have a local expert on,
I am a local
on the
expert.
Navy.
Well. What do we have here?
So I look at the headline, and I haven't read this because I did drive in late last night, so I didn't get the pre-show like normal. But I could tell you guys a couple things about. First off, the headline is "Destroyer Can't Deploy Because the CO, the commanding officer, won't get COVID vaccine." Navy says. Okay, so this is a ship with the captain that's obviously anti-vax, which doesn't surprise me. The Navy's very Republican. The military is very Republican. They literally push it on you.
This is an Arleigh Burke class destroyer, 24 of which are at Norfolk.
Don't
Isn't it
you
weird that-
show up to basic training and they just shoot you full of a bunch of shots and your government property? So why is he not vaccinated in all these new?
Because
recruits coming
COVID
in?
shots aren't. You get when you. I got 6 shots at one time when I got in the Navy. They
Yeah.
shave your head. You walk in a line, and they literally put 3 guns on each arm, and they hit you at the same time. They go 3, 2, 1,
Wow.
and then you get 6 shots at
It's
once,
like a super soldier.
and they tell
serum.
you start doing push-ups.
Wow.
Because you got to get your blood pumping, or else you'll pass out. But you get them all at once. You don't get to negotiate. I'll skip number 5. It's
I'll
not
skip
like
measles.
that. Yeah,
I have a
Sorry.
religious
No
exemption.
rebel.
Yeah,
for
really-
me.
yeah, right. You're a government property, like Lindsay said. I had a friend of mine in the Navy that got in trouble for getting a sunburn.
So, wow. This
You
is
know why? Destruction of government property.
So
He was
how
government
come this
property.
guy is not vaccinated then?
Well, it's interesting, right? It's actually a lawsuit that was filed in federal court, and it seems to pit what this commanding officer is saying either is his First Amendment right or his religious beliefs. He actually brought up RFRA, religious freedom. He brought it up and say that
he
government is intruding in his religious beliefs.
What's his religion?
I don't know, but I think it's in. And the Navy's basically saying, look, if this is what we're going to allow in the military,
You can't.
you can't. Yeah, it even says, there's a quote I from the article: no military can successfully function where courts allow service members to define the terms of their own military service,
right.
including which orders they will choose to follow.
How about this? If we're in the battlefield and you're like, I need you to launch a bomb and blow up that building.
It's against
right?
my religion.
And you're like, sorry, I don't like killing people. You're like, you're in the Navy. You're in charge of a guided missile cruiser. That's what we do in war, right? My religion doesn't let me do that. I'm going to file a federal lawsuit. I'm going to try to slow this whole thing down. It does not work. When you join the military, you are government property, and you take orders, and you follow them.
And you give up. I would imagine you give up certain of your private citizen rights.
Not even certain.
Really?
You don't have free speech rights. You don't have
you couldn't put a Biden or a Trump button on your uniform.
I never saw anything like that.
I don't think you could, right?
I don't know,
'Cause
but
then
I never
you-
saw
I don't-
anything like that.
Yeah.
And by the way, they would chastise you if you were wearing Democrat stuff in the military.
Well, I'm just saying,
They
what
would
if you're wearing a
chastise
Trump
you.
thing? I mean,
If you were wearing, I don't know.
I don't think you can put that on your uniform.
I never saw anything like
Isn't
that.
it like defacing your uniform? I mean, you could put.
Well, no. You have to understand. When you're official uniform, and you're in a ceremony, you can't do anything to your uniform. But I was underwater on a sub. we were allowed to grow beards, let our hair grow long.
But that's not doing anything to your uniform.
Like if I had something on my uniform underwater on a submarine, I don't think somebody would care.
Huh.
Right. But like if you're above, if you're, out of the submarine walking around in
public.
the base, oh yeah, they would have a problem with that. Right. Mm-hmm. I remember, but like destroyers not deploying, this is not common at all. First off, that's a load on other destroyers. So like the Arleigh Burke class destroyer in this case won't go out. I mean, we have to have people on location at all times. So if this destroyer can't go out because the captain doesn't want to get the shot, that means other destroyers have to go out in their place.
The crazy thing about this was I was reading about it. The CO, which stands for
Commanding
officer. Commanding officer actually showed up on the boat with a sore throat, and then they kind of questioned him and kept questioning him, and they had like a close quarters meeting, and it ended up where he was like, "Yeah, I do have a sore throat," and they sent him for tests. He was positive.
And positive for COVID. Like and he
exposed the servicemen.
And you have to understand, the captain is the king of the ship. Like nobody messes
really.
with.
So this is number one. The
Nobody
CO
messes,
is the number one. No one's above
messes,
him on the ship.
Nobody.
Wow. Okay.
The only person not on the ship. The only person above him is off the ship. It's like an admiral that's in charge of all the
fleet,
the captains of the destroyers or the subs or whatever you're on, right? Like nobody messed with my captain. Our captain was God on that ship. And like, how you doing, sir? Like, you don't ever mess with the captain. That's the king of the ship. So like, if you have the king of the ship causing dissension, and I'm sure his sailors love it. Going out to sea sucks. You'd rather be home every day of the week because you get to see your family. Somebody's got to be on the boat.
You're not at work.
You're not working.
Right.
But like, what sucks is, so if this destroyer isn't going out to sea,
someone's got to cover.
Some other destroyer that could be in port, seeing their family, has to go out and cover them, which is not fair, right? And it's just doesn't work. I remember 2 times we didn't deploy on time. One time was because of a malfunction, and I was part of a crew that fixed it. It was a circuit breaker that failed open, which means the electricity wasn't going through it, which is important, and it was an important circuit breaker, right? Mm-hmm. And we fixed it. I was part of a crew that fixed it, and we got to go out to sea. We were out to sea within 10 minutes of that breaker shutting, okay? And the other time I remember not going out to sea was, we have something in the Navy called a maneuvering watch. I'm on a submarine. So we were in water a lot of times. Like in Norfolk, the water would only be like 100 feet deep, right? Because it's shallow until you get out to, I forgot what they call it, where it goes real deep. It's the continental shelf.
A shelf.
Right? We'd be in water. It would take us hours to get to the continental shelf from Norfolk.
Wow.
Okay? It goes way out. Like literally the water's only like 100 feet deep. So we couldn't dive. So we would leave our port on the submarine, and we call it the maneuvering watch. We're on the surface, and we can't dive until we get past the continental shelf. And then once you do that, you lock up the ship and you drop.
It's
right?
like the big periscope up and everything?
No. We're literally, people are on top of the sail.
Oh.
We're on the top. And, but that was one of my watch stations. I was up there with binoculars and the captain, and I was a phone talker, right? And we'd be on this watch for 4 or 5 hours, okay, to go out. And then once you get to the continental shelf, you batten up the hatches, and then you dive, and then you're underwater, okay? And that's when your adventure begins, right? So we had a new kid on the ship this time. He was brand new, first time out, okay? And this kid is on the ship, and we're going out, and we're like 3 or 4 hours into our maneuvering watch, so we're getting pretty close to the continental shelf, right? And then this kid just has like a panic attack. Never forget it. We thought he was having a heart attack. Like, it was like emergency. He was brand new, so nobody knew the kid. He just like lost his shit.
That's tough.
He did. He was just like, and we were like, he was like 20-something year old, little heavy set, but still, we were just like, holy crap, this guy's having like a heart attack, right? So we had to turn around. So think about it. We were like 4 or 5 hours out. We had to turn around. We had to bring this kid back, okay? We dropped him off. They took him to the hospital. And then, of course, we turn around and we go back out. So we're talking like 12, 13 hours of surface.
Where you're supposed
sucks.
to be. Right.
You're getting beat up. The submarine on the surface, not reacting.
Well, you got orders. I'm assuming you're supposed to be somewhere.
Yeah, so we have to go back out and dive again. So 12 hours of maneuvering watch, which everybody's awake for. The submarine on the surface gets the hell beat out of it. Like we go back and forth. People are getting seasick, all that stuff for 12 hours. And then we dive, right? And then I think it was only like a couple week run, right? We start getting news, hey, how's our shipmate? Is he all right? Oh, yeah. It was just a panic attack.
Wow.
So like everybody on the sub was so pissed. I'll never forget. They were like, we had to do like 12, 13-hour maneuvering watch because the guy got a panic attack. No. And he never came back to the boat, by the way.
Probably
like,
was. Well,
probably
yeah,
for the best.
He probably got sent
he
to
probably
another.
got a surface job or something.
I don't know what happened to him.
Land,
but I could tell you if they sent him back to our ship, he would have probably been beaten down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably a good
Had
idea
some
not to
spit
show
in
up.
his food.
Dude, there was some salty sailors on that ship.
Salty
Salty.
sea
More than
dogs.
usual.
Some salty sailors on that ship. Yeah, that was the only 2 times we didn't make it on time. Other than that, we were always exactly on time when we left. One time was because of circuit breaker. The other time was because a nub, a brand new kid that
A nub. I love all these little
Noob.
things
nub,
were
non-useful body.
Wow. Look at all these little acronyms.
Yeah, that's what you're
we're
called
learning.
when you get there. Nub.
Non-useful
A
body.
nub.
What's up, nub? Get qualified. That's what you hear all the
Get
time.
How long
Qualified.
do you have that term until you prove yourself?
Until you get
somehow?
qualified. Like
Wow.
my first qualification was throttleman. And
Wait, how do you get qualified?
they have like a set system. You have to like get tests. You have to like pass tests. You have to talk to people.
Is this on the ship or pre-ship?
No, it's on the ship. It's like a on-the-job training kind of thing, and like everybody tests you. And so like for me to be a throttleman, which took me probably a month, right? Which was fast, by the way, because I'm really like motivated. I do things. You're like, do these 100 things, man. I knock that crap out. That's how I am, right? So I was like, tick, 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 tick. And then you go talk to like the engineer, and the engineer signs off on it, and then you talk to the captain, and the captain's like, okay, you're a throttleman now.
And all of a sudden, you're no longer a nub.
I'm not a nub anymore. I'm on the throttles, and then I'm in maneuvering. Like throttleman's
Wow,
important
this is
spot
fascinating.
because the throttleman, of course, it determines how fast the sub goes, right? So you get orders from the bridge, the head 2/3, head flank, head 1/3.
Okay, we get it.
What's the one like in an
you know
emergency? What
subs.
about like in battle? What would be the call for the throttleman?
You would probably be quiet.
Oh.
Head 1/3, go slow.
Be quiet. Don't make
Go
noise.
slow.
What about we got to get out of here?
head flank?
Oh, head flank.
Head
Gotta
Phil.
go
flank.
fast.
You got that?
Oh, I knew that.
Head flank, Phil.
Full speed
No,
ahead,
head
y'all.
flank, yeah.
And head flank is like fast and noisy.
Get the hell out of here.
Yes.
Like one time, I can't really talk
I'm gonna
about
start
one
No,
talking
time.
yeah,
about
don't talk about
I'm gonna
war
start talking.
stories, please.
When I say head flank, Phil, leave the room.
Yeah.
Well, it's sad. Back in the day when we used to have vaccination debates, it was always like some people believed in it and some don't. And it just stinks that it really became so political these days.
Yeah.
It's about your health. It's not about whether you're part of a Democratic or Republican
Homie,
Party.
It's always been about
definitely
politics.
about your health, yeah.
Before COVID was a thing,
Was
there
it?
were still anti-vaxxers.
No, yeah, there were
True.
celebrity anti-vaxxers.
No, there were regular anti-vaxxers too.
I agree.
I don't remember it being a political thing, though. I don't remember like, I'm a Republican, so I'm against vaccinations.
I'm related to
Now
a
it's like
couple of-
that.
I agree.
But
You're right.
it
You're right,
wasn't.
Phil. You're right. It
was
wasn't.
not
It wasn't
10 years
political.
ago. No. It was just some
They're
people didn't believe in it.
anti-vaxxers,
It was
or
a distrust of the science.
they believe
'cause
that
they didn't
autism,
understand.
right, Lindsay? There was that whole thing about autism
Yep.
being
Which was proved to be not true.
Yeah.
In falsified information, but
oh,
whatever.
falsified info.
The guy lost his doctor, like his doctorate because of it. Like he
medical
lost
license,
his
you
medical
mean?
license. Yeah, he lost his ability to practice medicine and do research, and because it was proven he falsified information.
Well, in theory, Republicans, believe in less government, and Democrats believe in more government. In theory, and I think vaccinations now became the government's trying to force me to do something instead of either it's good for you, it's good for your health, or it's not. Talk to your doctor. Period.
Yeah,
It's that
okay,
simple.
yeah.
Well, there are a lot of
Big
Republicans that did get.
No, I
vaccinated.
agree. I personally, I know a lot of people. I mean, that are Republican. I'm not going to bring up names, but of course they got the vaccination right away. So it's
My dad.
technically
My dad.
too.
My
Which
dad
is-
loves life. And
My dad's
a big time
Republican, kind of,
Right.
and he,
My dad is like all about living.
Yes.
And he's like, he is, man. My dad's like, pandemic shot. I don't give a crap about Trump. Give me that shot.
Yeah.
Like
Well, we're
Jimtown teacher.
Oh,
Let's move.
we're going there. All right.
Are we? It was on the
Sure.
script. That's
yeah,
the only
yeah,
reason
I just
said
didn't know
it.
what we got through.
By
a
the
lot
way,
of stuff.
I listened
We're
to,
already 8:32.
I listened to Matt Money make the call.
Oh,
I
at the
was
IU
listening
game.
to the
Were you?
game. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
was
Matt.
great to
So
hear.
Matt actually went back down on Tuesday, did a couple games on Wednesday, and then did the IU Michigan game yesterday. And Ethan was able to hop down there with him.
Nice.
Which was cool. He went with a bunch of his buddies and got to see Matt do the game. And what an exciting game! 17-point comeback by the Hoosiers.
Yeah, man.
revenge game.
Wow, you called
Revenge
that
game.
You called that because remember we were at the Bloomington Blitz.
The Bloomington Blitz.
For signatures when they were playing them, and
I forgot
everybody
about
was,
that. It was-
everybody was so pumped because they hadn't lost at home yet.
Yep.
And Michigan destroyed them. It's
Yeah.
like 20 points.
My dad and brother and Jill and I went to the game. It was that Sunday as the Blitz was over. And I remember every time Michigan was hit, because they couldn't miss a shot in Bloomington. Every time they did it, they had a couple guys on the team that were just taunting every
Oh, you're
single
kidding.
basket.
Really?
And I thought, man, that's not smart because eventually you're going to run into each other again. And they did.
Bingo.
And there you have it.
Really good comeback. I mean, that was the thing. I think Michigan probably figured we're done. They're toast.
They were down 17.
17.
Yeah. Chase came home for lunch. I was just getting ready to leave, and he was all like, how,
I gotta watch
Lindsay, you
this.
know how Chase gets when like Notre Dame's losing or IU basketball's losing. He's like despondent, dude. He's like, Dad. I'm like, what? I'm like, everything all right? He's like, IU's down 14 points in the first half. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry, buddy. And I don't know a lot about college basketball, but I know that IU needs to do well.
Chase is devoted to IU basketball.
They said that win might have done it.
They might be in
because a couple other teams like Wake Forest and somebody else lost in like early stages.
And they were in the
on
Final
the bubble.
Four
right.
to get in.
So like I knew that IU needed to do well, and I'm like, oh man, IU's not going to make the tournament. Poor Chase. Like Chase is literally going to cry. Like Chase
he's a big IU basketball fan.
He's a big IU basketball fan. He's a big Notre Dame football fan. Like, and he's been known to cry, a couple times whenever things.
That's okay. He's got feelings.
He's going to be crying soon,
just like his father.
Well, I think I do. I've been crying this week too. Yeah, so I cried twice.
But getting back in the tournament's a big thing.
It is, but they're going to lose.
Let's talk about crying. Let's see. I'm in touch with now.
If you pick IU to win more than one game in the tournament, then you haven't been watching the season.
No,
they might win one, but
they haven't been watching the last.
If they make it, they'll be what? 12 seed?
10
is it?
10, 11 maybe.
Okay.
You might be right, Phil.
I don't know.
They
will win one game, maybe. They're not winning two.
I was in college the first time around when they made it into what was the Sweet 16.
Right. I thought
March Madness.
I thought they did.
It was like 2012.
Didn't they make it all the way to the Final Four or something one year when you were in there, Linz?
No, they made it to the top 8. I thought.
I
remember when they won the game.
I love it when Lindsay talks sports.
Well, no, because
what was it?
I don't know anything about it. Because
Elite 8 maybe.
I just happened to be downtown, and then like the entire city erupted in cheers, and I was like, "What is going on?" I thought something was
I've got play practice.
I was eating like dinner at like a Thai restaurant, and then suddenly everyone's screaming. Yeah, it's
stop
like right
bothering
downtown.
me. I'm trying to eat.
And I was like, why is everyone screaming?
Is there a riot?
Yes. And everyone's like running around outside and celebrating. I was like,
they didn't have the basketball game on at the Thai restaurant.
They did not.
I've been to that Thai restaurant.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really good.
Yeah, real good. Yeah.
Wrap it up, Locomotive.
Okay, we'll save the Gymtown for the
we'll
next
do
show.
it for next show.
Yeah.
By the way, that article's from 2019.
Yeah, it's a 2-year.
Good to know.
It's a 3-year-old
article.
So.
We're really at the
more
bottom
reason
of the
not
barrel.
to do it.
Oh, no wonder we're not doing it.
Yeah.
All right.
John really wanted to get Kevin on that.
No, sorry, John.
Okay. All right, well, next show we'll talk about that. But I appreciate everybody listening to Lock Pod. I appreciate Phil coming by and being a great pinch hitter. It's always nice having you in the studio.
Yes, sir.
Jay Vez, by the way, Jay Vez.
Yeah.
I listened to the show with Matt Money and with Lieutenant Colonel the other day. It was great, man. Everything.
Got a lot of good feedback on that show from
was
both
a great
Matt
show.
and Lieutenant Colonel.
It was fun with Matt in here.
Yeah.
And by the way,
I'm
doing
much more fun than me.
I'm doing commercials differently from now on.
I can't think.
I like how he did that. He never even saw the script one time, and he looked at it. He's
probably
like,
heard the articles or the episodes
He
before,
listens.
so he's familiar.
I don't know.
He listens. He listens.
Maybe.
You're his brother. You're his big brother,
Yeah, he's
man.
supporting you.
I mean, that'd be like me listening to Petros and Money every day. I just don't. I don't do it, man.
But I listen to him whenever he's on the call. So.
Yeah, that's good. Good.
Thanks, Lindsay. It's great to see you again, baby.
Thanks. Wish me luck.
Have fun tomorrow.
Have fun tomorrow. Take care of my wife.
See you tomorrow, Lindsay.
Marissa is the one that you need to keep an eye out for. She's
gonna be there.
She's sneaky. Yeah.
Oh.
I invited all the moms.
Whoa.
No.
Marissa for Judge 2022. She's sneaky.
Marissa behaves, but
Way to go, Lynn.
I don't think she meant it exactly
sneaky
like
good.
that.
Sneaky good.
Yes.
That's what I meant.
no, she'll just keep handing you
Marissa for
drinks. Get you in
I can see the
trouble.
yard sign.
Yeah.
Marissa
Sneaky
for judge.
good.
She's sneaky.
Sneaky good.
Just like you like your judges.
Yeah, right. By the way, I'm wearing my Marissa for Judge shirt.
Yes.
She is running.
Awesome.
Yeah.
She is. Marissa did a big event last night at Cal Township and in Griffith. She killed it. She's a sweetheart.
She was in
working
my
hard.
town and she didn't even tell me.
Well, you could have been there.
Yeah, Lynn's.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it.
Yeah, but anyway, thank you, Linz, and then Kevin Chandler. Awesome show. Appreciate you.
Thank
Keep
you for
up the
making
good
it
work.
in.
And by the way, you steered the ship of the McDermott for Indiana through a turbulent phase, and I know we're looking at more permanent staff right now.
Yeah,
I know
we're
you're working hard on that.
Gonna
and I
hand it
appreciate
off soon.
In fact, a couple of people you're talking to came up and talked to me last night, and it was
They're ready.
interesting.
They're ready. They're good people, and they're
Good
ready
people.
to take this
Makes
thing
me
over.
excited. It makes me excited.
I'm-
Now, you're still going to be part of it.
I'm excited.
But you're still going to be part of it.
Yeah, I'm hopefully going to be sliding into like a more of a senior advisor role,
To me.
like the David Axelrod.
Like the guy that whispers in my
like
ear.
a caboose role.
Like
in the
caboose role,
campaign.
right at the end, way at the end. Phil.
You're like
Right where you
whispering
belong.
in my ear kind of thing, right?
helping people understand Tom McDermott when they have.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
Axelrod.
I wonder if David Axelrod's available.
I'd love it. I'd love it. But anyway, thanks for listening to Lockpod, everybody. We appreciate you. And we'll see you on Tuesday for our season finale. Thanks, everybody. Lockpod out.